Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. And available wherever podcasts can be found. We do it live here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Steven Larson as well. So be sure to follow us there if you want in on the pre-show banter and all the shenanigans here. We were just talking on Twitch about how crazy it is that Tom Cruise doesn't age.
Yeah, he looks the exact same.
It's weird. It's like,
crazy. It's
not even like, it's like, oh, wow, he looks great. It's like, there's something weird going on there, man. I'm telling you, Dianetics. Check it out.
He's Benjamin Button. He's actually aging backwards.
Listen, just give Scientology your bank account number and you live forever. That's how it works. Don't do that.
That's not how it works. Don't do that. That's terrible advice.
They'll own you for 1 billion years.
Well, that's only if you sign the C-Course contract.
We got some new patrons. Man, we got this thing, Friendo Club TV. It's all the hot rage these days. We got 5 bonus episodes. 5 more episodes of Steven Larson doing various things. Today, it's great. We've got our drawing contest, our own humble version of Quizzlemania's The Artist Collective, I think he calls it.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
And it's a lot of fun. It's called Pin, Loser, Draw. It's exclusive for Friendo Club TV members. You can get there 3 ways, man, through YouTube channel memberships. Just click join, and it's $5 a month. Patreon.com/Steven Larson, $5 a month to get all the Friendo Club TVs. And then, of course, any Twitch sub. If you're currently a Twitch sub, road to 4K Twitch subs. We've got 156, I think, now.
There you go.
You'll get the bonus episodes. Quick shout out to Christian Rager. Or Rager, Peter Cardenas, and Anthony Gross. Y'all are new patrons, so thank you very much for your support. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Later on today on the channel, we're going to give out like a sort of free sample-ish type thing of Friendo Club TV. It's our experience on Quizzlemania.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about that. That's going to go live a little bit later on today. But First, man, we're going to talk about NXT.
Sure.
Sort of, I mean, I wouldn't consider any of the matches necessarily takeover quality, but certainly a lot happened on NXT TV last night. What did you think of it?
It kind of felt like a paint by numbers episode. Yeah, there was
really.
Yeah.
The paint by numbers episode, they had a title match. They had like a killer debut for Karrion Kross.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the show. I mean, there was good stuff, but I did, as you mentioned, like in terms of the match quality, I didn't feel like anything. Considering how stacked the card was, nothing transcended NXT TV quality match, and that's what I kind of mean paint by numbers. I was actually really disappointed in how the Charlotte Io Shirai match concluded. Mm-hmm. Not that I was expecting Io to win by a stretch of the imagination, because I didn't, but if Charlotte's going to resort to using the kendo stick to get out of the match, I kind of feel like it needed to be an act of desperation, and it definitely wasn't. I felt like Liv Morgan had her match against Charlotte on Raw was just as competitive as Io's match was on NXT last night, and Charlotte saw to it to conclude that match and get the W. And it's like Io just got like one move in. Charlotte's like, all right, I'm tired of wrestling. Give me the kendo stick.
Well, okay, though, but to be fair, on Raw, she did say she's the hardest working woman in any industry
2 days
because
a week,
she works 2 days a week. So maybe
2 days
that's
a
just
week. I understand.
To her.
It may be, but nonetheless. And then Rhea comes out, and I'm like, well, here's the thing. Io has said, and they mentioned this in commentary, this is her dream match. This is the one match she wanted like more than any when she signed with WWE. She finally gets that match, and I feel like it's, I don't know, like 65% of what they could actually probably really do. Mm-hmm. And she's probably not going to get another one-on-one match anytime soon. And, you know, we've heard rumors that she's not exactly pleased with how she's been utilized in NXT. She might be considering a move back to Japan. You know, the end result of this, I worry, is going to be a situation where there's some sort of triple threat match between Charlotte, herself, and Rhea Ripley, and Io's to be the one that takes that pin. Mm-hmm. And I know she exits that match protected because she didn't take a loss, but I feel like down the road she's going to be the one that's taking the loss for either Charlotte or Rhea. That's just what my gut's telling me.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a bummer.
That's possible. I feel you with the match quality. I was actually kind of surprised how the Adam Cole Velveteen Dream match went down. It was about like it was like 15 minutes of TV time cut by like at least 1 3-minute.
There's one commercial break, yeah.
And I don't know if I don't know, man. I don't want to like project, but Velveteen Dream again seemed like there was one week when I kind of felt he was into it, and then I wonder if in his mind maybe he felt, man, this whole pandemic thing is really has really sort of hindered his progress in terms of where they would have been taking things. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, we just to bring this up and shut it down really quick, like we know about the brief period of time where there were some allegations about Velveteen Dream social media activity, and neither of us want to talk about that at all. But we're also not going to talk about it unless there's like a police report or some charges or something that actually happens beyond just allegations. He's made a statement. It's on his Twitter. You can read it. I don't know if that's in the back of his mind, but there wasn't a whole, usually when it's a takeover match, he will wear something that is very buzzworthy, gets people talking, whether it's his, various times coming out dressed up like Hulk Hogan or what have you.
Or his level of trash talk on his tights.
Yeah.
Which he's done several times, yeah.
And I don't know what it might be. My perception is he seems not 100% into what's going on. It was a match that followed the trajectory of what this feud has been thus far, which is kind of underwhelming. Yeah, and I don't know if it's a matter of empty arena stuff. The thing is, everything is underwhelming right now. Everything is. And so I don't know. It was a quick match that was overbooked at the end, and it just sort of leaves the door open, I guess. But that being said, I felt that with development, in terms of star quality and developments, I thought that NXT was actually pretty stacked last night. I thought there was a lot to like about it. Yeah, just the matches by far. Again, nothing wrong with any of them, but none of them really stood out. The highlight of the night by far was the Karrion Kross and Scarlett's entrance. Yeah. Damn. Wow. When they did they do some sort of 3D machinimated render to show them, to get them to sign? Because that entrance alone, if you see it, it's like, oh man, you're serious about this, aren't you? Okay, let me sign on the dotted line right here. Oh, you want to basically hand me the world here? Okay, yeah. Just based on this entrance, because it is something else, man. The song's great. Yeah, they start coming out. It's black and white. I mean, the Scarlett lip syncing, I can go either way on. I wonder if that's actually her singing on the track. If it is, that's pretty impressive. Because the timbre of the vocals on the track sounds like it could be her. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I understand it's hard to nail vocals live. Let me ask you this though. What? If it is her on the track, that makes it more acceptable for her to be lip syncing, right? Yeah, a bit more. Yeah. I mean, look, But then here's the thing. Here's the thing though too. That if she's sang the vocal on the song, and granted, I know, it's different going into a studio and doing several takes and editing those takes together to make the best vocal performance. And, you have tools at your disposal. If pitch or whatever is a little bit off, you don't have those in a live setting. So on one hand, it makes it more acceptable for her to lip sync since she actually sang the song. But on the other hand, she did actually sing the song. Mm-hmm. Why not give it a crack in the live setting? That'd be pretty rad. That'd be really cool. I liked it in that if you're going to go and do something, somebody in chat mentioned this, and I'm sorry, I forget who, but they phrased it the way I believe I think of it as well. If you're going to do something, go all the way with it, and if certain elements don't work, pull back. You can chip away. Yeah. I thought that the theatrics of it. So I totally agree. The lip syncing to me, I was like, it's a little on the cheesy side. But that being said, I would rather them go full bore with something and then peel away the things that might not work as good. I mentioned this before we were rolling on the podcast here, but for the Twitch crowd, I said I think it'd be really cool if each week they did something a little bit different. And so like 6 months from now, the entrance with still all the drama and the lighting and the smoke and everything is still as equally impressive, but it's different from that's what I really want. I'm tired of these entrances that are always just the same thing, because it reminds me that like they just practice this ad nauseum until they get something right.
Here's the thing, and I think the key to it right now, you take the lip syncing out, but Scarlett still needs something to do, and I appreciate the fact that if you don't have her lip syncing, she's just kind of gesticulating and writhing around. It doesn't seem to be motivated, even though I think that's really essential to the energy of the whole presentation. Is what she's doing, because Kross is so steady throughout. He doesn't do much. She's providing the energy to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's necessary.
Yeah, right.
And if she's, maybe in a sense, her lip syncing is just a bit of business to motivate, kind of the over the top theatrics of what she's doing when he comes to the ring. Because I think without her doing that, you keep all the dramatic lighting and camera angles, but without the energy she brings to it, it loses quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, if we have to keep the lip syncing, which again, I'm not against, but if you try to make the case that it's a little cheesy, I won't argue too hard with you. If we have to keep the lip syncing to get the energy she brings to the entrance, I'll make that deal.
I'll say this too. So it was Jonathan that said, go all out and pull back what you need to. I went back and chat and looked at it. Thank you, Jonathan. He even said that. I said that. I'll say this, and this is a very subtle thing, and it just, we always devolve sometimes into film nerd guys.
Yeah.
If it wasn't in 30 frames and it was in 24 frames, I think it'd be a little bit different. I think it'd look, because with 24 frames, you're removed from it a little bit, and so it changes it a little bit. It's less lip syncy, and then you might believe it a little bit more as actual performance, even though you might know it's not. It looks cooler, and sometimes that just helps.
Maybe.
Number two, this is an entrance, and this is why, man, when crowds come back, please go to venues that are like between 3,000 and 5,000 people, because this is an entrance that needs to be in front of more people than just 400 at Full Sail. It really is. And in fact, that's a lot of what I was thinking with NXT last night, was just, man, they really need like more people there.
Yeah.
I mean,
imagine having 1,000 people
than what you'd usually get.
Imagine having 1,000 people chanting "Fall and pray, fall and pray, fall and pray."
Exactly, that's exactly right. And I feel like it's a concert level performance, and concerts work best when it's touring and you get brand new groups of people seeing it. It just works
reacting
better.
to it. Imagine if it's ever a situation where, we get back to that shortly, and maybe Scarlett can be relieved of her lip syncing duties. The crowd's handling that, and she can provide the energy responding to that. As opposed to having lip sync. Again, lip syncing's either way. I can go either way on it, but the energy that she provides, and if lip syncing is part of that, then it's necessary then, because the energy provides that final shot where he's standing there and she walks through his legs.
Oh, it's
and
great.
The music stops and you got the smoke and the kind of amber colored lighting. It's perfect. It's spectacular.
And it gives you, I mean, more than anything, we can quibble over minutia, but more than anything, it really gives you an impression of how they view this guy and Scarlett,
and her,
which is just absolutely huge. What did crack me up though, and I think I texted this to you, was that you've got this huge, massive entrance, and it's crazy. Because I think I said there hasn't been an entrance like this since Aleister Black, and it's like Aleister Black times 10 with sex involved.
This entrance is all danger and sex.
Yeah, it is.
All it is.
Totally. Yeah. And then then you just have like a couple of, I kind of feel like a Karrion Kross match. You have that entrance, maybe do something. I'm not saying do the Fiend red light thing, because nobody likes that.
Well, the amber lights are fine. They don't hurt the eyes.
But do something with
a single spotlight over the ring or something like that.
That's literally what I was thinking. A single spotlight over the ring when the match is actually happening, because then you just have his name was Leon Ruff.
Yeah,
it was Leon Ruff, right? You have this skinny kid in there, and then Karrion Kross is in there, and he just annihilates this poor guy. And it's just all of a sudden you go from like really super dramatic stuff, and then
I will say this: there was a good deal of smoke and fog still in the ring during the course of that entire match. That's not going to be the case every time, because you can't assume in a month's time, that every Karrion Kross match is going to last about 45 seconds. Having that smoke in there as a transition from entrance to actual match, I thought was relatively effective. But yeah, if they would, the thing about the Fiend's red light stuff is that it's you're dumping that everywhere, and as opposed to an accent. Now, if they kept the basic lighting scheme as it was and just accented it, so maybe the ring itself is illuminated how it normally is, and whatever surrounding lights is that kind of orangey amber, maybe that would work. Like something is a little in between what we've seen with the Fiend, and still imbuing the stylistic elements of Kross's entrance into the match itself beyond just the smoke. But after a minute, that's all going to dissipate anyways. I don't know. I understand your point in terms of making everything he does feel dramatic, because everything he does is dramatic, and everything Scarlett is doing, based on the small sample size, is dramatic. Yeah. So,
but all in all, a really impressive debut, at least in presentation, and obviously they had him squash Leon Ruff in moments, basically.
What do you think the odds are that Kross is the dude that attacked Finn Balor? That's gonna be Kross's first real feud.
Boy, I don't know. We'll have to power rank people who did. You think that he's pretty high up in the power rank scale?
I mean, I just thought about it watching. It just occurred to me, not that Finn gave us necessarily any clues.
Finn's a huge name. It's a big name to do that with. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I think the thing is, there's evidence there. Here's the thing that I'd probably would suggest maybe not, and that's simply Kross had no bones about attacking publicly the other big name in NXT, Ciampa. So why would he be coy about it with attacking Finn Balor? Why would he not, announce to the world, "Hey, I'm doing this"? Because he already did. No,
totally. That's a fair point. You got Finn, who is seemingly not doing much right now. I mean, I know he's going to have this little mini thing with Cameron Grimes. You have Finn do that. You have Kross do 3-4 weeks of squash matches.
Do you think are they going to do a real thing? Like, are they going to have a real match with him and Grimes next week? Grimes seemed to want no. Did they already announce that?
No, they didn't. But
Grimes seems like he wants no part of it. That was one of the funniest bits.
That was funny when Finn just kind of skulks out there.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Let's kick this recap off, man. We had Gargano. Hey, I got to grab some of my door. Can you start recapping this Gargano?
Sure.
match?
So the show opened up with Johnny Gargano versus, that's right, Dominik Dijakovic. Story early on is Johnny tries to use his quickness advantage. Dijak overpowers him. Chucks him across the ring a couple times, gets him 2 counts. At one point, Johnny jumps off the top rope, sells knee, hits a few strikes, and chop blocks Dijak, so they both got potential knee issues. And so that's going on back and forth. Eventually, Candice comes down ringside. Dijak notices her and says, "Yeah, if you get involved, it's going to be bad for you." So Dijak sets up for a splash off the ropes. And then Gargano dumps him out to the floor, follows a suicide dive. Go to commercial, come back. Candice trying to pull Johnny out of the ring. Dijak pulls him back towards the middle. Dijak catches Johnny kind of mid crossbody. Johnny reverses that to a roll up. Dijak kicks out, and Dijak goes for Feast Your Eyes, and it's like the laziest attempt, because Johnny, I think, was supposed to avoid it, block it, but this kind of ended up like Dijak did a one at half. He raised the knee up at half speed.
Yeah,
and Johnny just kind of did this.
Yeah,
like a cat playing with a ball of yarn.
Yeah,
just kind of batted it away. And commentary tried to sell. It's like, oh, I guess Johnny avoided that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the funny thing about Dijak is that he's so much fun to watch in the ring, but his general presence feels lazy. But you can't pinpoint anything he does that is lazy. You know what I mean?
His strikes don't seem impactful.
Yeah, although that one straight to the chest did. That was rad.
Not all the time, but a lot of time if he's just doing, your standard square up forearms. Yeah. I mean, it looks like he's pulling up right at impact. Just kind of looks like it. But I mean, like a dude that size, 6'7", especially on the lankier side, that's gonna be kind of hard to find the right balance between hitting somebody and hitting them and hard enough to make it look like you are hitting them.
Yeah.
Candice hops up on the apron to distract the ref, and Johnny's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the top turnbuckle cover off." Ref spots him. He goes to tie it back on. Johnny turns around to try to take advantage, walks right into a choke slam. He kicks out. So then Dijak goes up top. Johnny trips him up, tries for a sunset flip powerbomb. Dijak blocks it and then just flips out of it, hits a super kick, tries for Feast Your Eyes. Johnny tries to untie the turnbuckle cover, so Dijak transitions to a powerbomb, and as he hoists Johnny up, Johnny pulls the cover off the turnbuckle. He reverses the powerbomb into a Rana. That sends Dijak into the exposed turnbuckle. Johnny follows with a slingshot DDT for the win.
Did you talk about Johnny's new music at all?
No, I was not that keen on that.
I mean, it's heelish.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's like the obvious heelish music.
I kind of like how I kind of enjoy when like somebody's a bad guy, but they have like chipper music. They have like face music.
No, they should have done. They should have taken his Rebel Hearts song and just slowed it down to half speed. Do that.
Can somebody please do that and let us take a look at what it looks like?
This Rebel Heart. This Rebel. And like have some distortion in there just randomly.
That'd be good. Maybe Rob Zerver can take care of that for us.
There you go.
After that, dude, how is Marcel Bartel not a megastar? This dude is tall, he's handsome, and he talks like he's so scary sometimes.
They have him lose too much. That's part of it.
That is true. You can't lose too much.
Can't lose too much. I agree. He's fantastic, man.
Because
He's got the whole package.
You hear him talk, and then Eichner talks, and Eichner sort of just sounds like regular meathead guy, but Bartel's got so much freaking charisma.
It's
I know, great.
Man.
Imperium has proven we're the most dominant force in NXT. Alexander, Will, Fabian, Eichner, Bartel, and Walter. He talks like a leader, man. He's great.
He's so good. He's so good. Long story short, Eichner challenges Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher to a tag title match later on. Camp switch challenge. My camera does not want to start. My apologies. Let's try this again. There we are. We're back. I thought I had this problem solved. After that, Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher. Those tattoos aren't working out too well for Jack Gallagher because he just takes losses, man.
He just eats those losses. Hey, you know what? Good on him for not worrying about his booking and just forging forward with
living his best life, man.
Maybe my leopard print tights, my half leopard print tights, will get some people to rally behind me. They'll take me more seriously.
Non-color safe red boots,
and that's
gonna burn in on people's TVs.
It'd be cooler if he had some more like I don't know, like some cooler looking like if he's gonna call his silly tattoos war paint, like don't go with tattoos, like go with some like real war paint, put some cool shit on your face or something.
He should just come out. What was that brand? Ed Hardy. The old school tattoo type stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go all in. He's got the old school looking tattoos. Go all in on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just do
totally, man. Anchors
just
and
do
stuff.
it. Totally.
Anyways,
Tozawa won. Yeah.
He won with top rope senton. I think this match. Who did Gallagher face last week? Was it Phantasma?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it Phantasma?
And then Gallagher. Yeah, I think so.
That sounds right because it's B block. Yeah. And Tozawa had less of a hard time with Gallagher than Phantasma did. Was it Phantasma or Phantasma take on?
I'm checking.
Phantasma took on Swerve. Never mind.
Yeah, hold on.
Who's the other guy in B block?
Let's see the blocks here. So Tozawa, yeah, it was Phantasma. Sorry, Gallagher and Phantasma. Yeah, they're all in the B block.
Okay,
B block.
And then the week before that was Phantasma Swerve. That sounds right, because the first week the dudes tried to kidnap Phantasma. That was against Swerve. The second week they tried to kidnap
No, you got that backwards. It was Gallagher the first week, I believe, because he won that one, and then Swerve lost his first match against Tozawa, and then he beat Phantasma last week. Swerve did.
Oh, okay. All right, that sounds right then. I mean, all my storage right here is all in Quizlemania stuff still, so it's like
totally. You got to wait till you expunge all that out before you can absorb
very limited
new information. Anyways, Jack Gallagher's probably not going to win a match in this tournament. He's got a match against Swerve next week.
Swerve is 1-1. Nice is the other 0-2 guy. He's in a different block though.
Yeah, and he's got a match against Kushida.
Oh, he's losing that one.
Yeah,
he's losing that one.
Yeah, he is.
We had Kushida later on, but first we had Xia Li versus Chelsea Green from Robert Stone brand. And Robert Stone brand came out and dropped a promo to introduce Chelsea Green.
She had the like the half skirt thing that looked very like a bridal dress, like a wedding dress.
If they don't pull the trigger on your idea of it not being a wedding that breaks her, but being dropped by Robert Stone brand, oh, that's $1 million. That's a great idea right there. Because we need to see the hot mess, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, to start the match, Chelsea Green, she's wearing, like you said, that little Velcro-y half gown thing,
half wedding dress thing. Yeah,
she takes it off. It's like a cape, but for her hips.
Yeah,
she takes it off and she like throws it at Xia Li and gives her a pump kick. But then Li gains the advantage following a back elbow. Aaliyah then meanders out to ringside. She trips up Xia Li. Chelsea Green can't take advantage. Aaliyah's on the apron. Lee kicks her off. Green follows with I'm prettier for the win. So Robert Stone brand. And then it's insinuated that Robert Stone brand might be offering another influencer brand sponsorship to Aaliyah, perhaps. I like that, man. Build a Robert Stone brand stable.
Yes.
Man, this is completely off topic. And I don't know if we were planning on talking about it on a news brief, but EC3 putting out a video hyping up FTR.
Oh, man, that was great.
Holy crap. EC3 looks like $1 million these days, dude. And if AEW doesn't bring him on to be with FTR as like some sort of invading force, holy crap, that would be amazing.
What if he just did that for reps, man? He just wanted to try something out. It's like, I'm just going to try this. I like these guys.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're really good. Just going to do it.
It's like a shout-out vid. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What if they ordered a cameo from him?
There you go. He's like, I could just, take this $100 and run and just do the bare minimum. But no, I'm gonna really deliver.
Yeah. That looked great, man. He looks
great. Gosh.
He looks like John Bernthal in The Punisher.
So another tangent here. Rob Zerwa just sent us a message in Mod Chat. Apparently, Eric Young's first gimmick is the director. That's his new gimmick.
Shut up. Where? Impact?
I don't know where, but I guess he did an interview with is this Alicia Atout? Yeah. I haven't watched it, but apparently that's going to be his gimmick, the director. For those of you unfamiliar with Stephen Larson Book Raw, that was his gimmick. He was an adult film
he was
director.
An erotic film director. Man, god dang.
Maybe something in 10 years if we Book Ross like the most influential, or appearance-wise, not legitimately, but appearance-wise, like the most influential wrestling program of the last decade. Like suddenly Drew starts coming out with no pants on. Like everything we booked actually comes to fruition, but by complete accident.
And then they like hire some guy to be a Rawgate mutant.
Mm-hmm. Next, we had the Velveteen Dream promo. Gang, this kind of didn't seem terribly inspired.
Maybe we're just projecting. Maybe we're projecting, but it kind of feels that way, right? Kind of feels that way.
It does. He says time has come for their moment for their NXT title match. It's no dream for you, Adam Cole.
Hey, he's good friends with Leo Rush. Maybe he's just bummed out that Leo Rush got shown the exit door.
Could be. After that, we see it's Karrion Kross's debut with Scarlett. We talked about that entrance. It's fantastic. Go check it out. He has a match against Leon Ruff. It takes 2 Saito suplexes and then puts Ruff in the cross jacket. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a rear naked choke, but he isolates the arm and puts that in her leg. Mm-hmm. Leon pretty much taps right away.
Oh, yeah. After that, we had a Charlotte Io Shirai video package followed up by a Matt Riddle, Tim Thatcher interview. And Riddle was not playing games this time, man. He said,
"No,
it's unforgivable to interrupt the Newly Bro show, but then to have the audacity to ask for a title match, he's game, but it's not up to him. It's up to Tim. What do you say?" And then he says, "You knock them out, I'll tap them out." And they just stared at each other. There's no talk of beautiful eyes, beautiful faces. They're all business.
Exactly. After that, we had Io Shirai versus Charlotte. Again, I was kind of disappointed how this played out. Like Io got offense in, but it never felt like at any point that she was on the verge of winning the match.
Yeah. So this was like my Io's injury while she was out for a little while was a knee thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this is a match that's not that consequential, don't have her do a moonsault. God, I feel like her knees.
Oh, to ringside, landing on her feet. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like anytime, and dude, I know, I understand. Like, hey, it's not my body. It's not my responsibility. She's an adult. She can do what she wants, right? But good God, every time I see anybody do a moonsault from like the top to the freaking ringside,
yeah,
I feel like their knees just are going to explode. Like, I really do. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Nobody's going to listen to me, and that's fine. But it freaks me out, man.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I
don't even know. I've never even, like, when's the last time anybody's actually blown out their knees from a moonsault? I don't know. I don't remember it happening. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I can't recall an instance, but
maybe
I'm sure
these people are so well trained that they're able to shift all the impact to, like, the rollback.
Yeah,
but
the roll through. Yeah.
God dang, man.
Maybe 20 times a day before when they're doing the warm-ups, they just practice moonsaults landing on their feet.
Yeah.
All their stabilizer muscles in their knees and ankles are just so dang strong.
That could be. Maybe there's
proper training.
Maybe there's no impact whatsoever. No damage to the knee. But god dang. Looks like it.
I wouldn't go that far, but anyways, this match was okay. Again, it's a typical Charlotte thing where her opponent isn't necessarily constantly on the defensive, but it doesn't seem like her opponent can muster enough consistent offense for stretches at a time where they could kind of take control of the match. That's kind of just how Charlotte's been booked for a while. So at one point, Io reverses a powerbomb into Rana. She sends Charlotte head first to the corner. Charlotte then rolls out of the ring. Io goes up top, tries for the moonsault. Charlotte gets out of the way. A kendo stick materializes in her hand. She hit the X button ringside, pulls it out from the apron. And then pretty much as soon as Io lands feet first on the ground, Charlotte hits her with a kendo stick. Ref calls for the bell, DQ.
Yeah.
Charlotte starts going after Io's leg, wraps it around the ring post, moves the ring step, setting up for a figure four around the ring post, Bret Hart style. Rhea Ripley comes out. She, not to make the save for Io, but just to get a piece of Charlotte, drops her face first on the apron. Charlotte grabs her belt and leaves. And Rhea starting to walk up back towards the ramp. And Rhea gets in the ring, talks some trash to Charlotte. Io gets in, limps in. And starts yelling at Rhea, and Rhea just says, "Hey, shut up! Hey, I helped you. Stop." So she leaves, and then Io kind of limps up the ramp, following her, just screaming at her, selling a leg injury. So after that, we have a Rhea interview. She says, "I'm sick of Charlotte. Yeah, sure, she won at Mania, but she'd like to see her do it again." Io comes in, yelling at her some more to interrupt the interview. They start shoving each other. They almost get into a hockey fight type thing. Refs come in and break it up.
Carino came in there, man. Carino was ready to throw. He was like,
so
let's
it's probably
make
gonna
this
be
a triple threat.
A situation next week maybe where Rhea and Io have a one-on-one match. Maybe Charlotte gets involved in that. I don't know. Set up a triple threat match. Io's going to lose in the end anyways.
Oh.
It's disappointing.
Maybe not. Maybe she'll win the title. Maybe she'll be the one to sneak away with it. I don't know. Like they probably don't want her to leave, so maybe they're going to be like, hey, look, you get the title now. And they'll do like a triple threat thing where they all get the title. Everybody's happy. You're happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. Io's great. She's like one of my favorite wrestlers right now, dude.
Mm-hmm. She is great.
She's great. Yelling at people and stuff. But,
great.
Anyway, I'll take it week by week. We'll see what happens.
Exactly. I just have a bad feeling about it. That's all I got to say.
Maybe you expressing this, and we'll talk about it a lot.
We'll put it out there.
It won't happen.
One can wish.
Yeah.
Next, Kushida versus Jake Atlas. Wasn't a terribly long match, but it was fun.
I like that handstand thing. That was rad. He did like what looked like it was going to be like a sunset flip, but he just like stopped.
Yeah. And did a handstand. And then Kushida kicked his arm.
I was like, that's some quick thinking right there. That's great.
And I love when Kushida does that senton off the top. We first saw him do it at Wrestle Kingdom against that match against Tiki Time Bomb.
It looks so reckless. It's great.
I know.
It's just I was like, oh God. Yeah.
You do a flip in the air and then hit somebody butt first.
Yeah.
From that height, that amount of momentum, it just looks like it's completely dangerous, but it's so much fun to watch.
It really is. I agree.
There's this great bit where Kushida's on one side of the ring. I guess you'd say directly to the left of hard cam, and Jake Atlas is looking for a suicide dive. Kushida sees him coming, runs around the corner, and then so Jake changes direction, and then like 2 steps, bang, suicide dive, hits it.
Yeah.
He rolls Kushida back in. He gets on the apron, goes for a springboard. Kushida catches him with an armbar midair, slaps it on, sinks it in. Jake has to tap. Kushida wins.
So Atlas is now what, 1-1?
Yeah.
Was it only a second match?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Kushida has an interview up at the top of the ramp. Pretty much saying, I'll be next Cruiserweight champ, but time will tell.
Yeah. After that, we had Finn Balor goes to the podium.
If they're going to have a podium, then don't give them a mic they have to hold in their hand. That kind of defeats the whole point of the podium.
It's a little, he's like hugged up with it a little bit.
He has to lean on it, and this makes his posture look bad.
Yeah, it's a little off. It's a little weird, huh?
Either have a mic stand at the podium or don't do the podium.
Yeah, he was all over the place with the wrestling terms too.
Yeah, he was.
he was like, I used to think the biggest snakes in this place were in the office, but now I'm not so sure. Wrestling 101. Attack the guy, get the push. The big push. Music, lights, smoke, lasers, live sex show, Scarlett. But then the bell rings. I mean, hey, there's some evidence. Number one, that it's Scarlett and Kross, because they had the big push.
Music entrance. Check, light check, smoke check, lasers no, but everything else.
Yeah, black and white. They switched the chroma to black and white. The only thing, again, this film nerd stuff. You put it to black and white, great. You crank up that contrast, man, because all those cool video vignettes they did, the contrast was cranked up. You crank up that contrast, put in 24 frames, you got yourself a stew. He says, but then the bell rings, now you're in the ring with the prince, and there's nowhere to hide. He's a patient man, but whoever attacked him, the push you're expecting, it won't be a push, it'll be a squash.
Wow,
this guy's
wrestling terminology.
Breaking kayfabe left and right, man. He should have used the word kayfabe.
Killing the business, man. Killing the business, Finn. Jim Cornette's probably going to talk all sorts of trash about this interview.
Right, yeah.
Then it was announced the tag title match next week, Riddle and Thatcher versus Imperium. Then we get Cameron Grimes versus Denzel Journee. Not much of a match. Grimes looks for a cave-in immediately. Denzel evades that, hits a couple overhead bellies, but then Grimes just hits the cave-in anyways for the win.
This next part was great.
It was pretty funny. So Grimes grabs the mic, says it's Grime time. He deserves better than this. He deserves more than what he has right now. And then he starts talking about what Finn just said on the podium. He says, someone beat me to that. He says, someone beat Finn to me coming at Finn, because Grimes would look him in the eyes, slap the taste out of his mouth, and all the while, as soon as Grimes mentions Finn's name, it certainly looked like. So imagine here's the walkway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scoot my chair out of frame for a second.
Okay, let's do it.
Do this right. And this is what Finn does.
So I heard Finn Balor talking about somebody. Somebody beat me to the punch with Finn Balor. I was gonna beat him first, but they beat me to the punch. And if I see him, I'm gonna step to him. And I'm gonna punch him in the face. And oh,
go ahead, slap me.
No, man, I don't want any part of it. This reminded me so much of high school when there's one dude who's about to whoop another guy because the other guy's been talking shit, and the other guy's, hey man, it's okay. That's happened in my art class once. We were just sitting there like drawing our we had magazine reference, and we all tried to pick pictures of girls in bikinis. And so we're all like drawing them, and then we look over, and I don't know his last name. I wouldn't say it anyways. But this dude named Chris, he was getting checked by this other dude, Charles, and he was like, "Hey man, I didn't mean anything, man. I don't want to do." And Charles was like, he slapped the shit out of him. Oh man! So Grimes was like trying to get out of this.
Well, I like he says, "I'll just try to do something, man."
I'm just trying to do something. Oh, he just wanted to get a push. That's all he wanted.
So the Grimes eventually does make a move after Finn's like, "Come on, go ahead and slap me. Come on, slap me."
No, we'll do this later. He said, I know. We'll do this later.
Then Finn drops him with a double leg, gets a double stomp, sling blade, and then Grimes rolls out. Finn talks to camera, says there's a snake hiding in the tall grass back there, backstage. Says the best way to kill a snake is to chop off its head.
Wow. Ouch. Yeah, that's good stuff. After that, we had Adam Cole Velveteen Dream video package. And then we had Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole. I love that you noticed this. They piped in his boom.
But not the baby.
No.
You do one, why not the other?
I mean, that's a good point. Maybe they were just like, oh, we can't go too much with this.
The boom is all right, but the baby is a bridge too far.
I guess so. They didn't need to do the boom, man. They didn't need to do the boom.
Because if you do the boom, you got to do the baby.
You know what they just do, man? Go close up on him, and then us at home, we'll fill in the boom.
Yeah.
Because I do the boom.
We all do the baby, too.
Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious.
That was funny.
It's so awkward. I mean, it's so funny, man. Like, I don't know. I know the WWE, they want to like keep the ratings up and stuff, but it just exposes how silly
exposing the
wrestling
business,
can
man.
be. They need to. I know. They just need to completely like change the way they do literally everything until they can bring people in. Just make it like a soap opera, dude. They film soap operas like one a day. What the heck?
They do one a day, every day.
You got.
Actually, I think they do a lot of them in bulk. So
I think they do them
a whole
in bulk.
day.
Yeah, I think they do them in
because people have to have time off. They can't go in every day. Film
you get like 2 scenes per episode of like your storyline, and those scenes are like what, maybe 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, something like that.
Usually, what they might have 5 minutes of screen time throughout the whole show, but it's intercut with others because they got this complex fabric of narrative that they have to continue week in and week out. I used to watch a lot of soap operas. Days of Our Lives, man.
Yeah,
growing up, that was the one. The Brady Family.
Do you ever turn on now and see if any of the old standards are there?
No, I don't. But I was at the gym like 2 or 3 months back, and it was on there. And sure enough, a lot of the same people are still on the show 35 years later.
Making good money,
I would imagine.
Yep.
It was Days of Our Lives when I was a kid, and then like in high school, and after that, my mom used to watch Young and the Restless. I think a lot of the same people are on there too.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, I don't know.
It was an all right match.
Yeah.
Of course, Undisputed Era come down ringside. As they're about to reach the ringside area, Dexter Lumis crawls out from under the ring.
Yeah, that was surprising.
He brawls with Undisputed Era. The ref kind of pokes his head through the rope, says, "Hey, stop with all this." Roderick Strong runs towards Lumis. Lumis catapults him into the ref bump.
That was a fun bump, right? I did not see that coming.
Dream hits Purple Rainmaker, but the ref's knocked out, so he's got Cole pinned for like 8 seconds. Eventually, though, Dream does like a plancha. No, she does like a splash off the top, takes out Fish and Strong. He gets back in the ring. Cole hits him with a super kick. Last shot. Ref comes to, counts the pinfall.
Yep.
This, in terms of a finish for the match, like we've seen Gargano kick out of like 10 last shots.
Yeah.
It very rarely does one last shot do it. Usually has to be a last shot in conjunction with a Panama Sunrise or something. Maybe they try to say, well, super kick plus last shot can lead to victory. But, just in terms of ending a match for the title, it's kind of underwhelming when it only takes one last shot.
Yeah, I don't know what that means for Velveteen Dream. I mean, clearly, like you said, this was no takeover level match. It wasn't even close to one. But yeah, I don't know. So you sort of made a face when I said, I don't know if the Dream Cole thing is going to keep going. It doesn't feel like it is, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. So a lot of people are saying the boom is part of the song. The boom is in the song. There's a boom, but I don't think there's the boom because I have the song on my phone. And not the version of my phone does not have the sound of 400 people saying "boom."
I've listened to this song a lot on my phone as well, and no, man, the boom is there, but it's the one vocalist saying "boom." It ain't the sound of 400, but this is way different. And this is the first time they've done it. We've seen Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era come out plenty of times, and they have not piped in a boom the way they piped it in this week.
Yeah,
that is way different.
Yep. Thus concludes NXT. Question time.
I'll hop on the Patreon if you want to be on.
Sounds good.
Okay, Wolfpack for life. With Roman being erased from WWE and Charlotte reportedly getting low viewership ratings for NXT, could we see new forced face of the company wrestlers, and who could it be? Well, mystery person said that there's going to be a lot of changes coming up. So
That's true. A lot more delegation of creative.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I mean, it's Vince. Maybe he's over it. Maybe he actually learned something from the Roman thing, or he's just too tired. Like Drew, they're doing what they can with Drew at this point.
But it seems like they're just letting Drew be Drew, and he's getting himself over, as opposed to, hey, we're going to put the entire corporate machinery behind this guy and get him over. It's like, here, Drew, here's an opportunity. Do what you can with it.
Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah. And there's no evidence. If he gets stale, if people start not being into Drew, then we'll see what they do with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
182, thank you for the subscription. Adrian C, likewise, thank you very much.
Speaking of Adrian C, he's got a question here. What are you most upset about losing due to the pandemic? Suzuki versus Cassidy at Joey Janela's Spring Break, or Balor versus Walter at TakeOver? So Suzuki versus Cassidy would have been good for a couple of lulls. Balor versus Walter at TakeOver could have been like a match of the year potential quality.
Yeah. Dominus gifted a tier 1 sub to the Chugs.
Nice. Thanks, Dominus.
What else do we got
Rich
here?
the Smash Bro. What do you see happening with Dexter Lumis in the next 6 months? I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing with him.
No idea. I mean, Dream next week could come out and say, hey, I had that. Like, I don't need your help, because it was the ref bump that led him to not get the title.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, he did try to help out with the Undisputed Era, although that always falls on deaf ears. Lumis is a weird enough guy that him and the Dream could make for an interesting matchup. But if they do that, they're going to use Dream to get Lumis over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would think.
Yeah. Hugh Longheavy, the lyric video for Kross's entrance is just silly, though. Well, it just says "Fall and Pray" a bunch of times.
I don't think it's silly. I think it has like the lyrics to it in the background.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all. I was so wrapped up in everything else going on.
What they should do, obviously, is do like karaoke lyrics at the bottom with like
you got the bouncing ball on yeah.
But it's like Scarlett's head.
Fall in, pray. Fall in, pray. We didn't mention this during the recap of the entrance, but the vulture bit at the beginning where it's descending down while Scarlett's staying there, and almost for a while like she has the vulture's wings. It's really well done.
It's cool, man. It's really neat. Rain Trigger. Who's the better bro, Matt Riddle or Zack Ryder? According to the Friendoverse, Riddle is beating Ryder 129 votes to 30. My personal preference is Matt Riddle, but I respect the hell out of Zack Ryder.
Same.
He made a decent Superman movie, so I can't be too mad at him.
Red Enigma. I'm fine with the lip syncing regardless, but that's just me. Again, it's like I don't dislike it. I could just go either way on it.
Sure.
If it's a means for her to keep the energy, then hell yes.
I think for me it's this. I appreciate the theatrics of it. Not really my thing.
Yeah. The Enforcer, Kross is looking like how I'm about to exit quarantine like a stud. Kross is looking like how I'm about to exit quarantine like a stud.
Is he getting jacked? Is Enforcer getting jacked? Jack Daddy?
Could see him in NXT taking on Karrion Kross.
Let's see here. Let's see.
Hugh Longheavy says, I just don't get Kross with his goofy faces and terrible skinny goatee that looks like a trucker mustache sometimes. Plus, everything about the Kross jacket finisher is trash.
Wow. So, I like Kross. I don't have. Well, we've seen him in AAA. Mm-hmm. I think I appreciate the guy's journey. He seems like a cool guy. Does he have the thing that, like, for example, for me, Walter has the thing. You know what I mean? There's some guys who have the thing, and I think it's on an individual basis, but he might not necessarily have that thing for me. I think Scarlett does. I think Scarlett's got charisma, just insane levels of charisma. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I like Kross, so I want to see him do good.
Yeah.
But does he have that next level thing like a Walter where you just like, oh man, it's Walter? Maybe not, but not a lot of people do.
Part of Walter's mystique, though, is the idea that he legitimately or it seems like, legitimately beats people up in the ring.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That's part of his mystique. And I think Killer Kross does have some legit fight training. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
he actually ever pursued it professionally or not, but he was one of the blood sport shows and stuff. So I think to a certain degree, he has some legitimacy behind him. I think that's why he employs that submission finish.
Yeah.
Whether he can develop to be the level of star that Walter is, because Walter has got charisma, but man, he's damn good in the ring.
I know. He's really good.
And I know some people are, I've heard this before, some people aren't really into Killer Kross's facials,
His mannerisms, yeah.
his mannerism stuff. I think this gimmick, given what we've seen, it's not much, but given what we've seen, I think actually plays to that as a strength as opposed to a weakness.
Yeah.
Because everything is so stylized and dramatic.
Yeah. Look, man. Everybody has their thing that they like. I like so far what they've done with Kross for what he is. But I mean, would I rather watch a Walter versus Tyler Bate match? Sure, because I like really good wrestling.
Yeah. Joe Juarez says, I just listened to Gargano's theme at half speed. No. All right, that's just an idea.
Well, we'll decide on that one. I want to
Maybe quarter speed. Maybe quarter speed.
I respect Joe, but I want to pipe it in ourselves.
Yeah,
maybe an overrun will do that, or whatever we call it.
White Brownie says Balor versus Grimes is next week. Confirmed.
Okay, there you go. That was great. He said, "I'm just trying to do something." That was good.
Zondo says that little goatee and buzz cut EC3 has makes him look like that guy from the gym that gives you unhelpful, unsolicited advice.
No, man, I think he looks great. I really do. Man, remember how hopeful we were when they gave him that video package? It was like the featured one
so
of
good.
the 6 call-ups.
That was so good.
It was so good. And then what did he do? He had a match with Dean and Vince wasn't happy with the crowd response.
Yep. On a house show, I think. No Flow Joe, thank you for the sub. Stevie Bradley says, Larson, FYI, curbside pickup is available at Home Depot. They deliver too. Guess what, Enforcer? This is staying.
Oh,
This isn't
that's
going
right.
anywhere.
He's got heat with your light switch.
And guess what? My light switch has heat with the Enforcer.
Oh, man. Wow.
That's staying.
Wow.
For now.
Yowza. You keep this up. You keep this up. You might be able to get some good money on our friendo yard sale shop for that light switch, but just like long-term booking.
Dominus, forgive me for not being terribly sympathetic over the possibility of Io Shirai losing one match when my favorite wrestler can't get one win, period.
Well, you chose like a good hand to be your favorite wrestler. You're not going to rack up a lot of W's, man. What was that? He sent some picture, I think, of Kairi Sane getting the pin on Ruby.
Yeah, main
or
event.
somebody else did, and then
No, it was Kairi.
Tell Dom.
It was Kairi.
No, I mean, it wasn't Dom that sent that picture. It was a different friendo and said, "Don't tell
maybe you weren't
Dom."
supposed to. Well, he just did then. He just did say something about it.
Where was that on main event or something? What was that? They're still doing main event. I had no idea.
It seems completely superfluous at this point, doesn't it?
Eric Young's first gimmick. His first gimmick was the director.
Oh, not his current gimmick. Okay.
We'll have to go back and look at some old Eric Young. Although,
Yeah, man.
no, I guess it was somebody else. Never mind. That Nash stuff was with Alex Shelley, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Marcus Steele says shameless plug for Thair Thabada's Twitch channel.
There, Thabata. Twitch, Thabata.
Cone Quest, should Loomis remain mute throughout NXT? A perfect example of someone being super effective while silent. Yeah, don't say a word.
Oh, Loomis?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think under what circumstance he should talk.
Never. Electric Funk, hey, when you finish, would you consider rating Adam Cole, who's streaming now, the Chugs? You know, go raid Adam Cole's channel?
Oh, I'll rate. Yeah, we'll rate that. Absolutely.
All right. Jonathan, a couple more highlighted messages here. Jonathan, Batista has the thing. I think he's talking about his hawk.
Hey, Batista does have the thing, though, man.
He does. He
Definitely
totally
has
does.
the thing.
Zondo says, Cross looks like live action Nappa from Dragon Ball Z. That's a reference for the friendos. I have no idea. I don't know anything Dragon Ball Z, so. Enforcer says, we have asked a lot of questions today about NXT, who attacked Finn. What's next for Loomis? Perhaps we will solve the mystery tonight.
Glorious Broken Soundwave says, just wondering, can you give my wife a happy birthday, Mrs. Gonzalez, in a 2-sweet? Happy birthday, Miss Gonzalez.
Miss Gonzalez. Heel Long Heavy, Gargano should just steal Ciampa's old theme, Silence.
No, I still like the idea.
Was chorus of booze.
I still like the idea of his broken rebel heart or whatever.
Quarter speed, maybe.
I'm gonna try
quarter
it.
speed. Dominus says, "Good hand, good hand."
Oh crap! Didn't Dominus like gift the sub to the Chugs from us or something like that?
Yeah, man, you're out of line.
Oh crap! Sorry, Dom.
You're out of line.
Where's that? Her figure is right there. I love Ruby Riott. I think she's fantastic. Really great wrestler. But so far, this isn't my opinion. This is fact, right? She's a good hand. She gets people over.
Ricky Scurvy. So Candice LeRae is still one of the worst wrestlers of all time. Get out of here, Ricky.
Oh, he wants to be timed out. Cool.
But will this heel gimmick get her to higher feats, or will she continue to be stuck off TV? I mean, she had a match last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna be. I mean, they're making it a thing that her goal is to be women's champion. So they at least she's got to pursue that on television.
Yeah, you'd think.
Arthur Snuka, who will be the first to utilize the bring a gun to the ring storyline, AEW or NXT? Probably neither of them.
Yeah, I don't see TNT or USA or Fox being cool with any of that.
No. The last one here, Red Enigma. As someone who's familiar with Dragon Ball Z, I kind of see why that would be said, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I just looked at
anything about it.
He's like way too buff. The Dragon Ball Z guy is way too buff.
But all right, fair enough.
Teach them.
All right, you want to go right down Cole's channel?
Yeah. And then we'll break to get this up, and then we'll come back for pin, loser, draw.
Correct.
For Friendo Club TV.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Raid channel. There's the Chugs. And hey, give Adam our love, man. All right.
There you go.
Here we go. Start raid. It says 38 viewers are ready to raid. 55, 66, 74, 84, 85, 84. Raid now. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Till next time. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.